Hello and welcome to Variant Edition. I'm your host, Cee Diddy, and as always we're coming to you live from New England Comics in Brockton. New England Comics is located in 8 convenient locations, including Brockton, Brookline, Quincy, Alston, New Bedford, Norwood, Malden, and Harvard. New England Comics, Massachusetts' #1 comics retailer. And make sure to check out New England Comics for their graphic novel sale. Right now, buy any trade, get 10% off. Buy a second, get 15% off the second. Buy a third, 20% off the third. Buy a fourth, 25% off the fourth. And when you buy a fifth, you save 35% off the fifth. Tonight I'm joined by 2 fanboys that you know very well. The first one is a staple here on the show. Without him it would fall apart, Ryan Olson. We're also joined by the man who single-handedly keeps Aspen Comics in business, the one, the only, Kyle Wing. Okay, so tonight we're going to start by talking about exclusive contracts in the comic book industry. Does it help the industry? Does it hurt it? And who would you like to see broken away from their exclusive contract? Ryan, I want to start with you. How do we feel about this exclusive contracts?
I can see the pros and cons of, exclusive contracts and non-exclusive contracts.
Are you more for it or against it?
I'm more against it.
Okay.
Because I do think it will hamper the creative process. I would love to. I've enjoyed Jeff Johns' work so far on Blackest Night. I would love to see what he could do, say, in any book on Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And even vice versa. Bendis is doing an amazing job with the new Avengers titles. I would love to see what he could do if he could spruce up Batman or even Superman or something like that.
Kyle, same question. I mean, do you like the idea of exclusive contracts, or do you think it hurts the industry?
I really like it because it brings around a sense of competition between the 2 industries, the 2 companies. I like it. I think it's a fun idea.
You do get that excitement of, especially during the con season,
yeah,
when everyone's busting out with their big exclusive announcements, all right, we just got this guy or we got that guy.
Right. It's you see it all over the place.
But it can backfire too.
It could.
I mean, if you take one of your favorite people, let's say David Mack gets announced tomorrow that he's going to work for DC, and he decides he's only going to do a Manhunter series or something like that. I mean,
right. I mean, because I'm a huge fan of David Mack, I'd probably pick it up. So it'd be good for DC because I'd probably go buy it.
Okay. All right.
I don't know what you're talking about, Manhunter.
Not many people do, actually. Not many people do. When thinking about DC, the first 2 names I think of is Jeff Johns and Grant Morrison. Now, Ryan, both guys have done work at Marvel. Now, if Marvel could steal one of these guys, what would you love to see them write?
Though I found it confusing at first, I did enjoy Grant Morrison on Batman R.I.P.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like where he's going with the current Batman story arcs.
Yep.
So I would enjoy seeing Grant Morrison back on Marvel. As far as what book, I'd like to see what he could do on, say, maybe a Daredevil or more of a grittier comic. I couldn't see him working for, say, Spider-Man or something like that, which is more. It's not as hard-edged as, say, a Daredevil would be.
He goes pretty far out there with his ideas, though. Especially with X-Men, which I loved.
I don't know anything that he did with X-Men, so...
Right, but comparing it to his DC work, you would think it would translate well if you went to, a Daredevil type thing. What about Jeff Johns?
I could see him almost just about anything. I'd like to see what he could do for the Avengers titles.
Is there any book, if all of a sudden it was Agents of Atlas is going to have Jeff Johns, I mean, something like that, would it make you jump?
It would pique my interest. I probably wouldn't pick up Agents of Atlas, but...
Even if Jeff Johns is writing it?
I'd have to hear some reviews first.
Okay, so you're not going to just run in blind, yes,
exactly.
It's Jeff Johns! He's writing Monkey Man and all these other characters I don't know. Okay, now with Marvel, they have a lot of exclusives too. The 2 that I think of most of, that I would love to see go to the other team, would be either Bendis or Dan Slott. Now, Kyle, you're not a DC guy. You're not, not your thing. But I know you're a huge Bendis fan.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So if tomorrow the announcement comes out, Bendis is leaving, he's going to go work on Batman, are you automatically there for Batman?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
I mean, I do like Batman. I would absolutely buy that in a heartbeat. Yeah, definitely.
What if Bendis was on a Superman title?
There you go.
Yeah, see, that would take like a lot of people to say this is a good book.
Really?
Yes.
So you wouldn't just go on the fact that you've been reading his books for so long?
I might try it. I mean, I don't know.
Because the thing is, it's like, okay, you weren't buying Avengers before Bendis.
Right, and because I heard so many people get so pissed off about what he was doing with Avengers, I picked it up, and I've loved it ever since.
And it would be a similar reaction to Superman.
Right. Maybe
Like, whatever he would do with Superman would definitely ruffle feathers. I mean,
Right.
Superman's a tough character to write, and I can only imagine.
Yeah, it'd be a hard sell, but I probably would get it.
It'd be a hard sell for you.
Yeah.
Ryan, if Superman.
I wouldn't be
Bendis-
as opposed to it as Kyle would be. I'd definitely, if I saw Bendis' name on like issue 1, I'd pick it up in a heartbeat just to see what it is.
Right, because, yeah, it might get me interested in Superman.
Now, same question about Dan Slott. You take Dan Slott, and now he's doing Justice League, which there's a team book. You're probably going to know maybe 2 people on the team.
Yeah, I know of it. No, probably not. I mean, I like Dan Slott, but not a huge fan.
But you picked up Mighty Avengers. How many people on that team did you know?
I haven't read it. I've got it.
All right, but you bought it.
I did buy it, yeah, I haven't read it.
Why'd you buy it?
Because I've read Mighty before it, and I like Dan Slott, but yeah, I haven't read it. I just wasn't interested.
Okay, so would you buy the Justice League books and not read them?
No.
You can't even just buy them.
I don't know anybody on that team, no. See, like, I love artists too, so I think artists would sway me a little bit more.
One of the more recent signings was David Finch to DC. The word is he's just going to do covers for a while anyways. He'll be doing the Brightest Day covers. That could lead into interiors.
Oh, yeah, it will.
You know, if DC wants the book to be really late, they can have him do it. But at the same time, the book would look awesome, so it would be worth it. So if you heard David Finch was doing interiors of Justice League,
I'd be intrigued, but I just don't know much about DC, and we all know that, so...
Is there an artist, though, that can make you buy the book? And again, I'll give you an example. I'm not a huge fan of X-Men. I've read it in the past and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not huge into X-Men. But if tomorrow you tell me, oh yeah, Jim Lee's drawing X-Men, I'm buying every X-Men book that he does.
There are certain exceptions to the rule.
So Kyle, who's an artist that...
David Mack.
David Mack,
Absolutely.
no matter what he's doing, you're
I
there.
would check it out, yep.
Ryan?
Jim Lee, just about anything. If he hopped on a book, I'd probably pick it up just to see what it was about.
What if he was just doing covers?
The interiors would have to be pretty good. Well, it all depends on the book too. I mean, if Jim Lee's doing Power Girl and it's just covers, then chances are I'm not going to be too interested in it because
They're going to be really pretty covers, though.
Yeah, they will be great covers, I'm sure.
Ryan, we'll let you represent DC for a second. You get one steal. Who's it going to be, and what book do you throw him on immediately?
Bendis on Batman in a heartbeat.
Same question for you, Kyle. Reversed. You're at Marvel. You get to steal one person, or maybe just get somebody exclusive that you want that you don't have. Yeah, you can throw on any book.
I wouldn't mind seeing Paul Dini and Bruce Timm on Runaways. I think that would be a lot of fun.
That would actually be pretty good.
Would you read it?
No. No, I wouldn't be able to get past the whole it being Runaways. Once I got past that, maybe, but yeah, no.